I didn't check to see if my zipper was up. Good evening, Carol John shoppers. Welcome to Tuesday Night Video. I still think we need like a hook, like a, hi, I'm Andrea, and welcome to... You jump over the table and stuff's on fire. I am joined by Andrea, of course. John Cheer made it here last minute. Kyle behind the camera as always. Welcome to our Tuesday night of new stuff. We're excited to be here. I've been working on Free Comic Book Day stuff all day, so my hands are dirty and I'm tired, but that's cool. Speaking of Free Comic Book Day, it is in 3 days. Andrew's got a countdown up there on the blackboard, and we are stoked. I've got half the books stocked and ready to go already. And if you guys are interested as to some of our personal recommendations / excitement, check it out tomorrow, maybe Thursday. Kyle and I are going to get over there and film a little intro video for that. But since you're with us now, just like we do in all of our Free Comic Book Day years, we're giving out a ton of books. Everybody gets to pick 12. There are like 48 to choose from, but there's more like 50 or 55 because we've got a bunch of extra stuff. We've got tons of stuff that people keep on kind of sending us unsolicited to give you out at the end of the line. So it'll be really cool. It's going to be a great year. One of those things I'm about to talk about here in a minute. First, I'm going to mention, because I love saying his name, Jameson Campbell still has done it again with an amazing print that we're giving out this year for Free Comic Book Day. Cleveland Skyline, Star Wars, May the 4th. It's been said. Right? Thank you, Jameson. But that is Saturday. We will be open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and we'll be excited the whole time until about 5:30. Until we're very tired.
Accurate.
I think that's our only update. We are going to have late night comics at some point this month. It'll be the third Thursday. 18th? 17th? 16th. Because Midnight Rental's on the 15th. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Free Comic Book Day.
Free Comic Book Day. We've got more exciting things to talk about that don't involve Free Comic Book Day. I know, right? That's impossible. We have 2 first appearances this week, and I'm going to do those in the middle of this so that I can talk about other freebies. Spider-Woman is the first appearance, introduction of a team called The Assembly. It's like a bunch of young heroes, so probably a potent first appearance. And then Blood Hunt #1, first of all, was amazing. And we all agree.
Oh, yeah.
And also, first appearance of a phenomenal group of villains called the Blood Coven. We'll talk about them more in a little bit. But worth mentioning with Blood Hunt, and when we get to the variants on the table, you see where this comes into fruition. But we've got fun little promo items of bloody red vampire teeth. They each come with a character card. This one happens to be Miles Morales, but there's different ones. Even the creators. We have 6 of these. If you claim a ratio variant off the table that is a priced up, rarer variant, we'll make it clear when we get there. We will give you a pair of teeth for your own. Don't tell me what you're going to do with them. Also, to go along with Blood Hunt, we have a handy dandy checklist. It is available on the internet, so if you want to look it up, that's cool. I added check boxes for everybody's convenience. But buy a copy of Blood Hunt. Check out all the things that Marvel is tying into Blood Hunt. And they have not done this in a while. We were talking about it earlier today, how even probably in the amount of time Kyle and Andrew have worked here, they haven't done a huge crossover like this, which is sometimes it bogs us down on orders. We get a little iffy about who we should order what for. Should we give everybody who gets Amazing Spider-Man the Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt one-shot? I will say this. All of us read Blood Hunt, and all of us are way more excited about these tie-ins than we were 12 hours ago. Way more. So check this out. Ask us for one of these. We'll give you one. And you can see the upcoming Vampire Madness, right?
Oh, yeah.
More free stuff. Free's the word today. We always have comic shop news, so that's free this week. Grab one off the counter. Previews is this week. We'll get to that, the big one at the bottom of the table. But we've got DC Connect previews for all the new DC stuff. Marvel previews for all the new, you guessed it, Marvel stuff. And then a little extra freebie, which is super cool. Vault Comics has a great initiative where they've been picking every couple of months a property that they stand by with their creative teams, and they are giving us the first issue to give out for free. So Barbaric is a series that we've been into for quite a while. It's a great little collection of mini-series that all fit together in one narrative. But Born in Blood is essentially their origin story of the 3 main characters in this book, and it is great. We have a featured section for the previous barbaric stuff, but stop in the shop while we have it, and we will be giving you a copy of Barbaric Born in Blood, a full-fledged, full comic issue for free. And you can try it and then add it to your pull list, your subscription, and we'll grab it for you ongoing. Right?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Okay. I'll give Kyle props because the opening shot was this phenomenal Superman statue that we've never had before. Just saying. Very cool. But at the bottom of the table, let's get started with new stuff, right? It's a great comic week. Bottom of the table, not necessarily new, but newly stocked. The Uncanny X-Men Facsimile Edition, number 130, first appearance of Dazzler. We are not hiding that we are banking on them announcing a big talent to play Dazzler in some sort during a movie or a show or a Marvel whatever. We hope that it's Taylor Swift because that would bring a lot of people in for this book. But we have a spiffy, shiny foil cover and we have regular covers of the first appearance of Dazzler. So not only do we just love Dazzler as a shop group, but probably a great grab for Facsimile Edition wise, because I don't know of one Facsimile Edition that they've done in the past 5 years that hasn't gone up in price after it went out of print. Correct. Previews is new this week. Previously mentioned previews. It comes with the Marvel, DC, IDW previews, and then it has all the stuff from Diamond being solicited to, such your Dynamite, your Boom, and all those new series also. We've got some reprints from Image. Void Rivals number 1 on its 6th printing. 8th printing. I was undercutting that. Then we've got Duke number 3 reprinted with Baron Blood on the cover. Cobra Commander number 1 reprinted. Both those series are phenomenal tie-ins with the new Energon Universe stuff. And speaking of which, the most amazing Transformers book I've ever read. Daniel Warren Johnson on Transformers number 1. They're on their 6th printing. Phenomenal cover, phenomenal issue. We ordered more. Please give Transformers a shot. Please do it. A lot of you taken our recommendation on it, and no one has taken it off their pull list. No one.
And in addition, there is one of Free Comic Book Day 1. So if you have been reading it, the Free Comic Book Day story enhances it, and if you hadn't, it will make you want to get the series.
That's the goal. Yeah. That's the goal. Now on the new Image stuff, Bear, Pirate, Viking, Queen is a 3-part miniseries starting with this book, and it's weird in a good way. It's about a guy who worked for the Queen's Navy. His ship got attacked by pirates, so he became a pirate. He got rescued by a bear, so he embraced the personality of a bear. His new pirate bear persona got taken down by an ancient Viking god, and that's where the issue ends. It's awesome. It's bloody. It's a little weird, and Ashley Wood's artwork is, it fits. It fits that persona of oddness for the book, but it is brutal. So it's a super cool little miniseries starting out there. Then we've got new issue of Crave from Maria Lovett. That's on number 6. We've got What's the Furthest Place from Here on number 18. And then White Trees is a kind of unsung Chip Zdarsky book, a 2-part miniseries that came out a couple of years ago. This is both parts of that. It kind of introduces a fantasy world that he and this creative team built. And then building on top of it is a new number 1 called The Whisper Queen. It's a miniseries that takes place in the world. They call it the Black Sand universe or world or whatnot. And Whisper Queen is about an assassin in that realm. This is cover A, and then Fiona Staples did the cover B. Beautiful. Saga vibes. Last 2 new Image things is Kingspawn number 33, cover A, and cover B. We got 1 reprint from Marvel this week. Ultimate Spider-Man number 1 on its 5th printing. Beautiful black border. We can't keep this book in stock. Grab it while you can. Collected stuff from Marvel gets a She-Hulk Volume 1 for the current ongoing series. Spider-Boy Volume 1 for their current ongoing series. A Marvel Epic Collection of Thunderbolts. It's Wanted, Dead or Alive. I believe it's Volume 2. Yep. In the Thunderbolts Epic Collections. We got Star Wars High Republic, Shadows of Starlight. This takes place in the untold year after the Starlight Beacon is destroyed for Star Wars. It's a great piece of history there. You got a lot of good villain characterization round out, finding out what's going on in the middle of that year. And then Mighty Marvel Masterworks has Daredevil Volume... Oh, they don't do it, do they? And it's Unmasked is the subtitle. So we'll do it this way. It collects Daredevil number 22 through 32 of the original series. It's a Star Wars week, so it wouldn't, with May the 4th coming up, it wouldn't be the same without a Star Wars book.
Oh.
Episode 1's anniversary is 25 years. So we've got a very grounded Star Wars story. It focuses on a lot of young Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader motivations, and his growing up with how his mom was kind of dealing with Tatooine. But it's a one-shot for the Phantom Menace. So there's cover A. Talking to you, Raph. And there's cover B. Above that, we've got X-Men on number 34 of the current ongoing series. They are inching towards the end of the era of Krakoa, and Professor X is not making things easy in that regard. So Fall of the House of X tie-in. That's your cover A. We got a 1 in 50 Marvel Masterpieces variant with Shadowcat on the cover. Then we got Spider-Woman number 7, definitely the first appearance of that team, and that's your cover A. This is your cover B with the whole team on it. And cover C is the Momoko Black Suit variant, celebrating symbiote anniversaries. We got anniversaries galore this year. Surprise pick of the week, probably one of them at least for the staff, is Get Fury number 1. We've got the Marvel Max imprint, and this book freaking earns it. It's a Vietnam story featuring Frank Castle and Nick Fury, because his name's in the title. And essentially, Nick Fury gets captured, and the government's like, look, Frank, you gotta go get him. Like, dead or alive, he can't be left out there alone. And Frank Castle very sternly says, okay.
That's exactly right.
It's a great issue. It's hard-hitting with words and imagery. Yeah. I'm looking over there because it's uncomfortable. But yeah, great. I don't remember what the miniseries is, 4 or 5.
5, I believe.
Okay. So 5-issue miniseries for Get Fury. Take our recommendation on that one if you can stomach it. There's your cover A. Here's your cover B. Here's your cover C. And then we've got 1 in 25 cover available for that one. Next to it, last issue of the current Power Pack miniseries. That is what that is. Immortal Thor number 10, super interesting. It picks up directly after the Roxxon Thor issue, which, if I do say so, was super entertaining. And the Roxxon Thor issue, after reading this, is kind of a troll on this series. Like, there's a fight over it. It's a little bewildering for Thor, as it was for us. Like, we didn't really know what was going on, and this just takes off right into that. So, if you're following Thor, you're going to be very, very stoked about this. 10 issue, this is cover A. We got your cover B by Capullo, and then cover C, the Black Suit variant. Cable is on issue number 4, wraps up their current miniseries, but it will continue with the end of the Krakoa era with the Rise and Powers of X. Next issue, that's your cover A. Here's your cover B. Moon Knight, or Vengeance of the Moon Knight number 5 is a Blood Hunt tie-in, and it is a tie-in in the way that it leads directly up to the moments where Blood Hunt begins. Again, I will explain that just a little bit more in a minute. But it is it's an issue of Vengeance of the Moon Knight where they're kind of wrapping up their story up before all this stuff hits the fan. So that's your cover A. Cover B is the Stormbreaker cover, and we've got a 1 in 25 variant too. Great team up this week, Magneto and Iron Man in issue number 18 of Invincible Iron Man. That's a Fall of the House of X tie-in also, in case you couldn't tell by the mutant on the cover. There's your cover A. There's your cover B. Oh, it's a Black Suit cover too. Couldn't tell. And look, I thought it was just War Machine. And then a 1 in 10 design variant. Incredible Hulk starts a new story arc. They're on issue number 12. Strange Academy tie-in. Surprise, surprise, a little bit of Brother Voodoo. We've got a cover B with the Black Suit variant, cover C. And then we're on to Weapon X-Men. They're on number 3 of 5. That's your cover A. And then here's your cover B. Oh, they go to Zombie Place. I forgot about that. Here's the row we're all excited about. Well, definitely. We're all excited about this. Blood Hunt number 1 was simply phenomenal. I don't want to give anything away as far as who's fighting what and why, but the world is enveloped in darkness, which sounds kind of cliche, but I promise you it's not. It's very effective. And the Avengers have to deal with it. They lose right away. I'll give you that much. It's worth reading to watch them lose and see what they're gonna, because it's like the true meaning of avenging, truly. It's a 5-issue miniseries. We've got all those tie-ins. There are plenty of them, and they all look great. And then the rub that Marvel went with, that we were all kind of like, cool gimmick, Marvel, but now I'm signed up, like completely, literally on my pull list signed up. This is Blood Hunt number 1, the normal standard edition. This is Blood Hunt number 1, the red band edition. Now, we thought like, all right, they're going to drop an F-bomb, woohoo, Marvel, big deal. No. there are extra pages. There is certainly an extra bit of threat. It is the difference between seeing vampires show up out of a sewer and people run away in a mall, and vampires show up out of a sewer and tear people's arms off. It is bloodier. It is fuller. It's $1 more. It's absolutely worth it to pick up the red band. Oh, you're just holding it. You're not going to say anything?
I was honestly, no. What I'll say is absolutely worth it to pick up the red band. So super excited for it. But if you're like, I don't need that, and you want to read the regular one, that was the book he read first and was like, you need to read this book.
That's true.
And he was that excited about it without the red band. So it is that good both ways.
Yep. Like I said, it's been a while since Marvel did a crossover. It would have been easy to think this was going to be a watered down situation, and it is not. So let's show you what we got. There's Blood Hunt #1 cover A. Here's the red band cover A, or only cover. And then 1 in 10 variant, like I mentioned, if you guys want to claim off of this video a ratio variant of Blood Hunt, we will give you some snifty vampire teeth. So there's your 1 in 10 variant. There is your 1 in 25 cover, which is phenomenal. And then one standard cover for the standard edition, equally as cool as everything else on the table, is the negative space variant for Blood Hunt #1. But that's not even the top of the Marvel table.
Crazy.
That's not even it. Deadpool, Wolverine, I think they have a movie coming up. I don't know, I heard something about it. But this is a 3-part miniseries starting this week. Deadpool, Wolverine, World War III is exactly what it sounds like. It is a perfect Wolverine book and a perfect Deadpool book. And they both have equal amounts of play in here. They go up against a villain we've never seen before, an organization I presume we've never seen before, but we still have questions about them. And Andy Kubert's artwork is phenomenal. The story is good. Joe Kelly writes it. He picked up writing the original Deadpool ongoing series, so I'm super in for that. If you enjoyed that series at all, or Daniel Way's run, you will love this. But Kubert's artwork is phenomenal. You could read this book without words, and you would be so stoked about the price tag. It's only $5. It's the beginning of a 3-issue miniseries. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
It's a perfect thing for Marvel to put out now to prep you up for the movie coming out later.
That's very true.
They finally hit that sweet spot of here you go. Here's the book that you want in anticipation for the movie that you are really anticipating.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That is your cover A. Beautiful. Cover B. Cover C by the ever popular Rob Liefeld. Cover D, the window shades variant. And we've got a 1 in 25 cover and the 1 per store variant, which I don't know if you get caught on the app or not. $50. They sent us one. It's Wolverine's brown suit instead of his blue suit.
Ooh.
For those brown suit purists over here. But yeah, pretty exclusive, pretty cool. My favorite top of the table in a long time.
There we go. Then we got DC. And DC prepped you up for this nice hot weather coming in Cleveland right now, which is glorious with their spring break, DC spring breakout. And honestly, the first story is Harley breaking King Shark out of prison to help him celebrate his birthday. And it is a wonderful story. He goes into space. He goes into the 5th dimension. He goes everywhere. And Harley at the end is like, "Aw," and he's like, "No, great, wonderful." And it's a wonderful story. There's 8 different stories in here. You got Metal Men, which I was very happy about, and a whole bunch of other ones. Great book, $10. DC knows how to do these oversized books and give you your best bang for your buck. We have 2 stacks of it because we know it's going to sell out immediately. But
it was just because we had an empty hole on the table and we needed to make it look full.
There we go. Superman House of Brainiac special is basically, as they say, issue 2.5. And the big draw to this one is if you've read the original Lobo series way back in the day, and Lobo has carrying his teacher back because she's got a bounty on her. You see her first why she's important within the Lobo universe within this book. It's great. It brought back 90s nostalgia to me in the most wonderful way. There's also a cool Perry White story in here that really tugs at the feels. Good middle, get you going with the Brainiac stuff. Nightwing Annual is all about the Pirate Queen, her entire origin. So if you ignored the whole Rick Grayson stuff when he got shot in the head, you can read about her story here, as opposed to going back and reading those issues, which were not nearly as good. You got your regular cover, and your cover B. We'll do the trade real quick. Nightmare Salmon, Nightmare Country. We got the wonderful Kyle's favorite thing. Whole mini series collected here.
You will never let him forget that he's uncomfortable
Love it.
by that.
Harley Quinn Annual, all by Erica Henderson. She wrote it, she drew it. It's beautiful. It's got Vandal Savage. It's got Harley Quinn. It's got everything you want from a Harley Quinn book in an oversized giant story. Regular cover and your cover B, also by Erica Henderson. Flash Annual has lots of stuff going on in it. One writer, one big story, lots of artists, cool artwork, great story, like just chock-a-block full of stuff. This is what you want an annual to be in terms of like, here, I want a good Flash story all done in one. Here you go. You got your regular cover and your cover B, which is really cool. Then we got Andrea's row.
Half a row? I got half a row.
Yeah.
I'll just hold this because I can clip it on.
It would be weird if you took the time to clip it on.
New Eric Powell book. Another one. Yay! It's based on an unproduced animated short from like a decade ago. They did a one-shot before. Lester of the Lesser Gods.
I didn't have
And
faith
it's
that you
like-
were going to get that right in one.
I always,
It's hard to say.
When I think it, I always say it wrong. This is cover A. Cover B is by Eric Powell. It's like this dude is the son of Odin, and it's post-apocalyptic, and it's ridiculous, and it's amazing.
Yep.
Debaucherous
go.
would be the word that I
Yes,
would use.
that's a good word. Yep.
That's a good word.
Next to that, Oni has a new miniseries, Toxic Summer. It's these two teens want to get jobs as lifeguards, but they can't because there's a toxic spill.
Oh.
And it's just like goofy and weird and fun summer stuff. I really like that one too. Next to that is RoboForce #1, which I read. It's good. It's fine for kids. It's like totally safe for kids, but it's RoboForce if you like RoboForce.
3-issue miniseries based on the toy.
Yep.
Ta-da.
Soon to be followed by Biker Mice from Mars.
It's no Transformers.
Then we've got the complete collection of the Maleficent miniseries from Dynamite. You'll see more of that on the table here in a minute. But also from Dynamite, super excited, they're writing Space Ghost again. It is pure camp and fun, and the artwork's great. The story is simple, but not in a bad way. It is Space Ghost saving kids, and they're getting themselves into a bigger mystery. You've got great appearances by like Space Ghost regulars. There's going to be more, obviously. But there's some great, it was just a really fun, exactly what I wanted kind of read. That's your cover A I was just holding up. Cover B by Jay Lee. Cover C by Barons. Oh, it looks like Steve Rude, but it's not Steve Rude. Cover D. And then we've got some ratio variants, 1 in 25 cover and a 1 in 30 cover.
I think it's Mike Cho.
Thank you. Below that, Savage Sword of Conan is on issue number 2 of their cool magazine-sized miniseries. We've got issue 4 of Zorro, Man of the Dead, penultimate issue.
Yep.
I Heart Skullcrusher has a second print for number 1. Boom was pushing this book, so they got a second print out pretty quick. We got Negaduck on number 5 and Lilo and Stitch on number 3. Fun little graphic novel, kind of comic strip, Addams Family-esque about a silly metal family, Beelzebubs. Just fun, small, simple stories. Ranger Academy's on issue number 7. We got Firefly, was this Return Earth That Was Volume 3 in paperback. Alice Never After from Boom, the most recent miniseries completely collected. And then a big one from Distillery. You guys have been taking our Distillery recommendations, and we really appreciate that. We had some great responses from the Devil's Cut stuff that we restocked and Spectrograph last week. Blood Brothers Mother is a pure Western vengeance story. The beautiful part about this book is that there are multiple people with chips on their shoulders in this one. Like, blood begets blood. People are just going after each other for the reasons they think are righteous. And I don't really think anybody's right, which is kind of great. That's like what you want from a Western. Like, you want to trust in your main characters. Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Rizzo worked on Moonshine, which is a great crime book that we were all into. 100 Bullets we were gushing about a couple weeks ago. This is a great one to give a shot to if you're even a little bit inclined to read a Western. Fantastic.
What I think is interesting about this book is Risso's artwork lends itself to black and white very well. But this is a Western, and they make the colors pop. I've never seen Risso's artwork with so much color to it. It's actually really, really cool because Moonshine's dark, 100 Bolts is dark. This one, if you want to see Risso's artwork pop with color, this is the book you want to get.
Yeah, I was surprised he wasn't using as much contrast as he usually does.
Yeah.
It's all very blended well. You know, it really works. That's our cover A for it. Cover B, we've got a 1 in 10 variant, and we've got a 1 in 25 variant. And then, speaking of variants, for all you variant hounds out there, and you know I'm talking to you, part of the giveaway stuff and the freebie stuff we got to promote GalaxyCon, which is in Columbus. You should check it out. We got some flyers for it. They send us a bunch of exclusive variants. They've been out and about. They're out there. You've probably seen them. But we got a whole pack of them. So we priced them up. We wanted to make them available to you guys. We've got a ton of variants for Maleficent #1, as that came out a few months ago, and they've got some great artists on there. Hades #1 from #2 from Dynamite, 2 and 3 we've got some variants for. Star Wars The Mandalorian, the #1 for their most recent mini, has a variant. We got Hackslash #1 with the 15th anniversary special. Vampirella Red Sonja is a $10 variant. You got a $10 variant for Thundercats. And then The Boys #1, which we haven't seen in a while, but they reprinted it, gave us a variant for it. That's a $20 book. You don't see The Boys #1 pop up in any way, shape, or form often.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you'd like any of those variants, let us know. We'll snag them for you. A couple pop figure trickled in, one of our favorite covers with a greatly posed pop. So you got X-Men 101 with Dark Phoenix on there. Some extra pop figures that we were going to use for an event that we didn't if you want them for $1. And then Last Kids on Earth has a new hardcover. Snoopy's got a new paperback and a free comic book day book based on the same story. Sonic the Hedgehog, Fang the Hunters on issue #4. And then some new Bluey stuff. Bluey's Beach, you got Swim School, and we got a new Bluey board book. I will say this, even though we're kind of deep in the video, if you're coming on Free Comic Book Day and your kid's excited about Bluey, make sure to let him know that Bluey's going to be here, and he's going to be giving out books, or she's going to be giving out books, sorry. I just learned the Bluey
From
girl.
10 to 11 at least, and then probably after between 12 and 1 at some point.
As long as Bluey doesn't overheat and pass out on the sidewalk.
Correct.
But yeah, free Bluey books when you meet Bluey, which is really great. That's about it. The front of the table, as always, will have new back issues that we've been processing, and John did, and it's worth mentioning, go over our new comic wall and take off a lot of the variants that have been there and unsold. Put a lot of them at cover price. So if you had your eye on any of those 1 in 25s or 1 in 10s and didn't want to pay the marked up price for them, it's been months. So here they are now. Help us get them out of here. Yeah.
We'll
next
see.
time you see us, we'll be changed people because we'll be going through our next Free Comic Book Day and then spending the next 364 days getting ready for the next one. So good evening. Have a good Tuesday evening. And we'll see you tomorrow for your comic books.